Hello. Thank you for coming. My name is Christian. I'm the CEO and one of the co-founders of Parlarmind. We're four. Two are actually artificial intelligence, natural language processing specialists from the DFKI formerly. Myself being a tech entrepreneur since 2006, having a pretty long track record, mostly in e-commerce, but also in more techie subjects. We started 1 year ago to build Parlarmind with a vision of an artificial intelligence that does customer service for online retailers and also for other companies. So we thought to ourselves, okay, how are we going to do this? We could, of course, build a chatbot that does a lot of pre-trained things, that has a certain set of skills, or we could basically really try to build a mind that can understand natural language from emails, from chats, that can then interpret what does the customer want and respond accordingly. Either sending a question or an answer back, or even doing simple tasks in the ERP system, in the shopping system, in the warehousing system of our client. Yeah? So what we came up with to make this challenge somehow work for us as just four founders and not millionaires, and not being able to spend a lot of money and having a heap of data already there, we thought that we might go with 3 evolutionary steps. So let's teach the system first to understand, yeah, and to analyze the data that we feed it, to then assist human agents, and last, after some development and after also building some trust with our esteemed clients, to then autonomously answer questions and perform simple tasks. So what I'm going to show you today is the first step that we achieved today. Actually, we can say, okay, we're done with this one. Evolution step number 1 is done. Analyze, and I give you Parlarmind. Parlarmind is the AI that you can simply sign up to on paralmind.com. It's free as well in a very basic version. If you're an online retailer, it's pre-trained for you. You can simply plug it into your Zendesk by only entering your login credentials. There's no tech, no IT required, no effort required whatsoever, just a 2-minute sign-up process. And then Parlarmind will start analyzing the thousands, even millions emails that you already have in your system back to day 1, and give you an analysis of the reasons for contact or of the issues that your customers had in the past day, week, whatever the date range you want to see. You can also manipulate the data a little bit, just filter for complaints or for questions. You can then also have a look at what the data really is. Like for example here, this example has quite a lot of interaction going on with their customers relating to shipping, also payments, which is a pattern that we see quite frequently. And then if you have a look a little bit deeper into the single reasons for contact, into the single issues, you can see, for example, that a lot of customers are not very happy with their invoice, and they're asking our client here to change the invoice. You can also have a deeper look, then see what are the real messages that came in here, how did they change over time. And let's have a look at one of the examples. So let's say this one. I have to be a little careful that you don't find your neighbor's name in here, for example. So okay, this will do. So here you can see one example where the machine was not quite 100% sure what it recognized here. So we also give candidates where the threshold for a categorization isn't met fully, but where the machine is more or less sure that this might be the right idea, that this is the best fit, and we give that to the customer as well. And you can then see, yes, that was right. The customer asked, bitte schicken Sie mir eine aktualisierte Rechnung, so he wants to change the invoice amount. Yeah, and I can simply tell the machine, okay, that was correct. Thank you. Save it. And this is also one of the learning mechanisms of the machine. Yeah? We have a pretty diverse set of learning mechanisms. This one is offered to the user, to the customer. He can train the machine. We also have a few data scientists doing some manual training, also supervised learning. And we're moving into unsupervised learning as we gather more data from our customers. So far, we've trained the machine on around about 12 million customer interactions, which actually still is not enough to really make it work the way we want to. Yeah? We could digest about 200 different reasons to contact your online retailer of choice. And we're still counting. Yeah? Actually, every now and then a new thing pops up, and also some of our customers have very specific things, specific to their business model, specific to their product line, specific to their very own idea of how to run an e-commerce business. So we're adding to that, and we're learning to that quite a lot. Which is also interesting for our customers from a business perspective is also to learn which reasons for contact actually piss the customers off the most. So you don't only want to see where is the volume of customer requests, but you also want to see where it hurts them the most. Here's one very nice example where customers obviously don't like not getting the rebate for one of the vouchers that they found on the internet. So this is a very high negative sentiment that happens in there, and you can then also see which are the things that really produce negative reviews, and then focus on that when you think about how do you want to change your customer experience, how do you want to change your processes, where are your current problems, and so this is very helpful for online retailers already today. Thank you.
So I'm interested if you have an opinion on when you have a robot interacting with customers. Do you tell them it's a robot to set expectations up front?
That's a very interesting question. Actually, we are still talking to our customers about that, and my personal feeling, this is not company policy, this is nothing I've really thought about a lot, but my personal feeling is that the person at the receiving end should know that this is an automated reply. I think that in the long run, the people will actually stop thinking about press 1 if you want to have your invoice changed, and start appreciating the natural language outputs that we generate. Very end. Getting a good workout today. Yeah. Maybe a nice idea would to pack it into styrofoam and then just throw it.
So you've kind of mentioned 3 stages of your product development. I guess what I'm interested in is how. So are you really generating any revenue, or are you just working with your customers as you go along? Because a lot of this is obviously experimental for a period of time. So
up until now, we were working with a dozen pilot customers who weren't paying for the I have to admit, not quite satisfactory service up until now. As I said, we've launched today, so there is a free version which is a little bit limited in the amount of tickets that you can analyze on a daily basis and the amount of users that you can let Parlarmind use. And in the next couple of weeks, we'll also allow our esteemed clients to buy subscription for a very modest amount, which is to be released next week, and then they can analyze pretty much any set of data that they have, any amount of data.
Hi. How do you measure the sentiment of the emails?
Yeah, and here again, you've got the CEO here.
Is there any hint?
No, we're working on a bunch of things. Actually, my co-founders are researchers at heart still, and they have come up with an idea of at the moment, using the easy things like a lot of exclamation markers like that, yeah, or swear words, or still pretty simple things like the Pareto principle also applies in sentiment analysis. So this is what we work on at the moment. And ideas that we have go more into the direction of actually seeing, okay, not only what is the strength of the sentiment or of the emotion, but also to see where does it go. Yeah, is it kind of more of a bewilderment thing, like I'm super surprised what's happening here and I'm kind of confused, or is it more real anger, like real directed anger? But this is still very highly experimental indeed.
Hi there. You mentioned there's about 200 different classifications at the end. So I guess that means everything that comes in ends up in one of those classifications, or potentially it's like unclassified.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Okay. Do you have to tell the algorithm up front what all the classifications are, or is it able to say, oh look, this looks like it might be a new classification that you don't yet know about based on what it's found?
Yeah, you don't see it in the product front end, but in the back end we actually can also generate new classes just from data. And originally we also had a look at the data and just threw it onto some algorithms to see what comes out by itself. Of course, at some point, if you have clients, you also need to talk to what do they want to see, and then somehow you start realizing that they have their processes and they have their questions in the back of their mind that they want to ask, and then you already are forced to classify a little bit according to what they expect to see as well.
Cool. Thanks so much. Give him a hand.
Thank you.